What if the stars aren't just distant suns, but ancient messages? Across cultures and epochs, the stars have been more than celestial bodies. They've been storytellers, timekeepers, and divine messengers. From the Dogon of Mali to the Maya, from Babylon to the Hopi mesas, the sky has always been a sacred scroll. In the Book of Revelation, signs in the heavens mark the beginning of the end. These aren't just poetic flourishes, they're cosmic signals. And the Hopi prophecy echoes this with uncanny precision. The blue star Kachina, a celestial harbinger. According to Hopi oral tradition, the blue star Kachina, Sakwasohu, is the ninth and final sign before the day of purification. When it appears in the sky, it signals the end of the fourth world and the birth of the fifth. Frank Waters, in Book of the Hopi, recounts the words of Hopi elder Whitefeather. This isn't just a prophecy, it's a countdown. A celestial clock ticking toward transformation. The fifth world, rebirth through fire and frequency. The Hopi believe we've already passed through 3 worlds, each destroyed by fire, ice, or flood due to human corruption. We now live in the 4th world, Tuakachi. But like the others, it too is destined to end. The 5th world will emerge only after purification, a spiritual reset, not just a physical one. The blue star is followed by the red star Kachina, the purifier. Together, they represent a cosmic polarity, awakening and reckoning, resonance and rupture. Are we already seeing the signs? Comets and space stations have been interpreted as dwelling places in the heavens. Mass animal die-offs and red rivers echo the ecological omens. The fading of sacred traditions, as the prophecy warns, mirrors the loss of ceremony and connection in modern life. But the Hopi also say, if we remember the original teachings, if we live in balance, we can survive the purification and step into the 5th world. So, is this just myth, or a celestial countdown? Maybe both. Maybe the stars are singing a song we've forgotten how to hear. Maybe the blue star isn't just coming. Maybe it's already here. What if the land itself carries a divine signature? The northwestern United States, when mapped against the Great Bear constellation turned sideways, forms the Hebrew phrase Latter El, a linguistic echo of El Adonai Elohim, the ultimate divine name. This isn't just poetic, it's cartographic mysticism. It suggests that America may not be a political invention, but a primordial genesis point, a land encoded with divine resonance. The Virginia Courthouse Pyramid, the Snake Mound in Ohio, Pueblo Bonito in Chaco Canyon, these aren't isolated anomalies, they're harmonic nodes. Their placement aligns with celestial geometry and sacred ratios found in megalithic sites worldwide. Some researchers argue these structures mirror Atlantean or Lemurian design principles, suggesting a continuity of sacred architecture across epochs. These sites may have been part of a forgotten global grid, a resonance map connecting energy centers through geometry, myth, and sound. Was there a lost tribe, or maybe a Lemurian remnant on this continent? You know, many traditions speak of a civilization intentionally redacted from history. But well, clues remain. A population of Native Americans in Colorado was found to carry a genetic mutation typical of Ashkenazi Jews, suggesting ancient contact or even shared ancestry. Back in 1650, Rabbi Menashe ben Israel recorded a tale of a native chief responding to Hebrew with Shema Yisrael. That's a sacred Jewish prayer. And James Adair, an English trader who lived among southeastern tribes for 40 years, claimed they practiced Israelite customs, tribal divisions, ritual purification, cities of refuge, and worship of a singular deity called Yehovah. Even Thomas Jefferson referenced Adair's work in correspondence with John Adams, noting its implications for native origins. So these echoes suggest not just cultural overlap, but a kind of mythic entanglement. What about the copper mines? Were they linked to Babylon? Michigan's ancient copper mines, especially on Isle Royale and the Keweenaw Peninsula, have long puzzled archaeologists. Tens of thousands of tons of copper were extracted, yet no local civilization seems to have used it at scale. Some fringe researchers proposed that this copper was exported across the Atlantic to fuel the Bronze Age economies of Lebanon, Babylon, and Egypt. While mainstream archaeology disputes this, the sheer volume of extraction and lack of local consumption really raises questions. Could this have been part of a forgotten transoceanic trade network? Cheyenne and other northern tribes practiced rituals with striking similarities to ancient Hebrew rites. Sweat lodges echo purification rituals. Tabernacle-like structures were used in seasonal ceremonies. Sacred fire and smoke offerings really parallel Levitical practices. Tribal councils and law codes mirror Mosaic governance. These aren't just coincidences. They're ritual resonances. So, was America always sacred? Maybe it wasn't discovered. Maybe it was remembered. Maybe the architecture, the genetics, the rituals, and the stars all point to a truth long buried, that this land was once a temple. And the spiral is calling us back.